Hey everybody, it's Graham. I'm doing another update here. Actually gonna kind of veer off from my normal stuff that I talk about, and want to talk about my work a little bit. I know I've mentioned a little bit that I am a site manager for a career center at a college campus. I work at a community college, and this is actually a fairly recent position for me. For the past 2.5 years, I worked for an agency called Rubicon Programs, and it was out of Berkeley, California. And I had several positions while I was there, but my last position, I was the site manager, and I managed the Berkeley Career Center. It's a series of one-stop career centers. Their one-stops are all over the place. They're funded by Department of Labor. Um, so yeah, so my background is in social work. I have a master's in social work. I've done a lot of career counseling, vocational counseling, in addition to more kind of clinical social work stuff. I worked at a domestic violence shelter for a long time and have worked quite extensively in homeless services and especially GLBT services and crisis prevention, AIDS, hospice, all this kind of stuff. So I have a pretty eclectic background. Um, but what I've been doing for the last 2 years is more vocational counseling and management. So, like I said, I worked at this agency called Rubicon Programs till February of 2009, and I enjoyed it there. It was a good agency. Um, but an unexpected job offer came up at the community college where I'm at, and they offered me the position to be the manager for their career center. And it was kind of a lateral move from one manager position to another career centers, but the pay increase was rather substantial between what I was making at the nonprofit versus going into the community college area, and it was union and all that. So I took it because it was a nice pay increase, and in some ways it was a little lower stress position just because it was a smaller career center, fewer staff, fewer things like that to deal with. So that's just a little bit of background, but today I actually gave my notice at the Career Center where I work. And I'm going back to Rubicon Programs, which is the agency I originally worked for, and getting a promotion. So I'm going to be this is quite a mouthful of a title. I'm going to have to figure out what to do with this. It's the Deputy Director of Career Center Operations. I'm definitely going to have to find a way to figure out how to shorten that. Maybe I'll just say Deputy Director of Workforce Services or something. I don't know. But anyway, kind of the way it goes is for Rubicon, it's the executive director, well, the kind of the CEO guy, but then the executive director, and then the Workforce Services Director, who will be my boss. And then there are three positions that are deputy directors, myself and two other individuals. And these deputy director positions are kind of based at various places throughout the East Bay. There's one in San Francisco. The one I'm going to be working with is Berkeley in another city called Hayward. And then the other one is in another city called Richmond. And we're all just, it's all Bay Area cities within, easy driving distance of each other. So I'm going to go back to Rubicon, which is where I had worked for 2.5 years before I switched over in February to work at the community college. And it's been a really rough day because I had to give my notice at the college. And, my boss, I don't really enjoy her very much. I'll be very politically correct here and just say that it's a challenge. She's not the entire reason why I'm making this decision, but I'll be glad to not have a challenging have her specifically as my supervisor. Some of the other reasons I'm doing this is, I got into the community college thinking that it would be a chance for advancement. I could do the career center manager gig for a few years, and then, maybe I could get into being faculty, or, I could kind of have this whole new career in the academic side. But I've just realized that that's so not for me. I just totally hate it. Like, what I'm seeing are all these people that have worked at this community college districts for like eons, and they're all part of the union, and they all just have like no soul. They just like work there because they get a nice fat check, and they get good benefits. I mean, that's all true. It's good pay, it's good benefits, but it's like you get there and you work there for so long that I don't know. I think college district does something, and I've never been treated so rudely before by anywhere that I've worked. And it's not my supervisor specifically, but others. I'll give you an example. We had a bunch of accounting stuff going on, and I needed some budget codes, and it wasn't online, it wasn't in any of the manuals, I couldn't find it, and I'm new, I've only been there 6 months. So I called the kind of business accounting office, and I was like, okay, can you either show me where to find these or help me do this so I can learn to do it, but I need your assistance. And the person that I talked to was like, oh, I'm not going to help you. Why should I help you? I'm only going to help you if you pay me. And I was like, you're kidding, right? No, she was serious. And I mean, that's a perfect example of the crap. Sorry, my cats are having an issue. Of the crap that happens. It's like there are all these people that work there that are union that are like super afraid of losing their jobs right now because of all the cuts in education, and they're all territorial and they're all big cranky asses, and it's just driving me absolutely up a wall. So, it's bittersweet too because I really like the one-stop career center where I work at the college. It's small. The staff is great. I totally dig my staff. There's some people that have worked there for a long time and they're just very devoted to it and a very talented crew. And, I'm sad to leave them because, I'm new and I think they were really happy to have somebody new there. And, we've formed a good team. But, I just feel like it's kind of a dead-end job in a way because it's like I could stay at the Career Center for 2 or 3 years and that's great, but I know that I don't want to move anywhere else in this community college system. It's just so not me. So what happened is, again, Rubicon, the agency I worked for, contacted me and they were like, we're going to have... I knew that was going to happen. Oh my God, I'm sorry. How embarrassing. Ah, geez. Okay, allergies. Anyway, that's a first. I've never done that. Okay, anyway, all sneezes aside. So Rubicon called me, the agency that I used to work for, and they had a new position opening up, this deputy director position, but it was in San Francisco. And I didn't really want to commute into San Francisco every day. I did that for a few years, and that gets old. And it's just, kind of hard to do. So, I interviewed for it. I wasn't really certain. I don't, have the connections in San Francisco as I do in the East Bay. But then what happened is one of the other folks there, one of the other deputy directors, decided that she would take the San Francisco spot, which left the one here in my neighborhood open, the Berkeley and Hayward East Bay. I live in Oakland, and Berkeley's on one side, Hayward's on the other, so it's great for commuting because I'm right in the middle. And it was like really good opportunity to do this. So it's more of a career ladder move. It's taking me from the site manager position up to a deputy director. So there's lots of room for growth. There's lots of room for me to learn a lot. I feel like for the first time in a long time, I'm moving into a position where I have a lot to learn. I think in the past, I've always kind of moved into positions that I was always pretty qualified for. But, I'm excited about it. It's a really good opportunity, and I think that I will learn a lot. But with anything like this, it brings about change because, I had to tell my supervisor today, and that was not fun. She told me that she felt like I betrayed her, and I was just like, whatever, that's your own issues, but I'm doing what's best for me. I didn't actually say that, but that's what I thought. And then, on the flip side, I have, like, my staff, like, crying because I'm leaving, and I'm just like, oh my God, I feel really bad. I'm not trying to hurt them or make it hard for them, but I just got to do what's right for me. So it was just one of those days where I got home and I was just like brain dead, and I've just been thinking about it like all night. So I just was like, maybe I should just make a video and I don't know, put it out there. So anyway, that's just kind of some of my stuff. So some non-trans related stuff, except I did get my shot this week. I totally lost count. It's 8. I think it's 8. I don't know. Maybe I think I made 2 videos that said I had gotten my 7th shot. So maybe this is the 9th. I'd have to go back and like count them, and I don't want to do that. So anyway. Yeah, that's it for a work-related update and a sneeze.